Hey, what is up, everyone? Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed that episode tonight. Wow, what a fantastic episode here. Wow, and for an episode being titled Fun and Games, this was just so somber and so sad all throughout. So much to unpack and unravel with you guys. Hopefully, you guys like that thumbnail here that I have. I think it's appropriate for what we have to talk about tonight. Just a lot of crazy stuff happens again. This was not a really action packed episode here, but like I said, the dialogue was heavy in this episode, and there was a lot of meaning and purpose and a lot of stuff. There was some funny moments, but also, like I said, for an episode titled Fun and Games, it was just very, very somber here. um, I also have a pinned chat here. We are 10 subscribers away from 1,000. We're going to be doing a giveaway on the channel at 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we can hit that tonight, guys. We're super close here, and uh, definitely leave your thoughts about the episode in the chat. I'm just going to go through, what I kind of thought about it. I always write my notes down for the scenes here, and this episode was pretty great, but I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't think I can give this one a 10 out of 10. I think it was amazing and the dialogue was amazing, but there was definitely some slower parts to this episode, especially with the whole Gus thing. Um, with him at the bar. That was definitely a little bit slower here, but I would say it's like a 9.5 out of 10. It was still really good. Like I said, really dialogue heavy. And in this episode, we get to see the aftermath of how they're kind of coping with the whole situation that happened, with everything that happened with Howard and Lalo here. It was really crazy to see all that. We get to see, just them, what Mike said, trying to go about it in their daily normal lives. It's like, how can you be normal after that? And you guys, what did you all think about the Kim situation here? Kim resigning as a lawyer and breaking up with Jimmy because of everything that happened. It was just really insane. Um, Easily the best scene of the episode here. Just Ray Seahorn gives a great performance here, and just the dynamics between Ray and Bob in that scene is so crazy. I knew when Saul, of course, or Jimmy was coming around with his car that it was going to be a crazy conversation, and of course that's what happens. And also here, I kind of talked about in my past streams how one of the show creators kind of talked about how they wouldn't really have Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul kind of merged together. But that's kind of what we see here at the end of this episode. We see here how it transitions into Saul in the present day at his office here. It was really cool in the cold open when we see like Saul putting up his sign here, and then we get to transition at the end of the episode to what Saul's office is in the Breaking Bad timeline, and we get to see how Saul is just with these random women here. So Kim is out of the picture at this point. It looks like, but she is not dead. So could she be coming back? Will we be seeing her reuniting with Jimmy here? I think that this is definitely a possibility here. I don't think that that's where they're going to leave off Kim. Um, Definitely feel like there's going to be a lot more to her character moving forward here. Maybe she's not in the next episode because if you guys have not seen yet, Walt and Jesse are going to be in the next episode of Better Call Saul. It's titled Nippy here, which is the only episode in the series so far in season 6 that doesn't have a blank and blank. So far, we've had Rock and Hard Place, Plan and Execution, Point and Shoot, and tonight Fun and Games. This is the first episode with that no and in the title, which I really thought they should have titled it Breaking Bad, because in Breaking Bad there's an episode titled Better Call Saul. So I figured for Better Call Saul they got to title it Breaking Bad. I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity here, but yeah, guys, I can see you guys saying, "Wow, epic." Um, Definitely again leave your thoughts on this episode, man. There was a lot that happened here, and also the Mike and Nacho's dad. I wonder if that's going to play a bigger role here moving forward here. We see how Mike kind of goes up to Nacho's dad here and tells him about everything that's been going on with his son, sort of being a little bit more vague, but saying how he was caught up with the wrong people, and how he was actually a really good person here. And I thought that was great. Giving justice to Nacho here. Nacho was a fan favorite character and one of my favorites for sure. And Mike just talking about him, and I felt so heartbroken for Nacho's dad here, seeing his son go out and, hearing about it, he knew that he was missing, but now he finally gets confirmation from Mike here. And it's just really sad to see, you know, he was all around great guy, and it's so sad that he has to hear the news like that. But yeah, it was great seeing him back on screen. Um, the one thing that I wasn't too crazy about in this episode that they were kind of doing was the whole Gus flirting at the bar here. That was like a 10-minute scene, and I think most of us who are diehard Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul fans know that Gus is gay here. That they kind of show that here in this scene. They don't outright say it, but it's pretty much implied that's what he's doing. He's kind of flirting with the guy who gives him the wine bottle here. Um, but another thing that I want to see what you guys think about. So I've already addressed Kim and the whole situation with that. I will come back to that as well. But what do you guys think about the whole meeting with Gus and Don Eladio, Don Bolsa, Hector, and the twins here? I thought that was hilarious, especially the scene when Don Eladio uh, like impersonates or makes fun of Hector's bell ring. That was easily the funniest moment of the episode tonight. It was great seeing him back on screen. Hector, like I said, we talked about that last stream. How what's Hector going to do about the whole Lalo situation? Is he going to confess? And he does. But of course, with the evidence piling up so much, people just think he's delusional and don't believe him. So Hector has to live with the rest of his life with Gus taking that win from him with a Lalo here, where no one believes Hector because he's delusional. And a lot of people were also making jokes online how Hector, the twins transcribed that letter for Hector, and they're like, "How long did that take? Like days?" Because Hector communicates with each letter of the alphabet, and it's like that letter was pretty long. Hector is effectively dead to the cartel. Yeah, pretty much. As we can see in Breaking Bad, like he has like no involvement at all with the cartel pretty much anymore. He's basically in the nursing home, other than like at the start when Tuco comes in. Tuco takes him out to that place out in the country, but other than that, he's pretty much useless. Like they just don't believe him anymore. He just because he's just crippled, so they really just don't have any relationship with him. Um, we see how Gus is still tight with tight. You see how he's still tight with Juan Bolsa and Dalanio in the Breaking Bad timeline. So I figured that, of course, Gus would get the upper hand. He would have the evidence to prove that Lalo was dead, even though, of course, we know as the audience that's not what happened here. Next episode will probably begin and Walt walking into Saul's office asking about Badger. Yeah, the masturbating scene. People were talking about all over Twitter. I saw that, and it's great, man. We were all wondering how is Walt and Jesse going to be incorporated into the story, and it looks like we are going to be seeing Breaking Bad scenes that we never got to see. So that's awesome here because a lot of people were wondering like how Walt and Jesse were going to be involved. Like Jesse, we could have probably seen because he was already in the criminal world, sort of at the really low level, but he was in the criminal world in the time Better Call Saul is. But how would Walt play into this and have a purpose? But now we see, and I can't wait to see how some of these scenes are going to be connecting together. I love the Breaking Bad flash forwards here. They are absolutely amazing in the series here. And yeah, those are some of the best scenes and some of my favorite scenes in all Better Call Saul. I'm still waiting for the whole scene where Francesca meets the guy who Jimmy knows or Jimmy sends Francesca to, and who Jimmy's going to call November 12th at 3 p.m. I really think it is going to be Kim here. I think we'll probably get the scene with Walt where he asks Saul and Huel to take the sig from Jesse. Yeah, because we never got to see that in Breaking Bad. We knew that behind the scenes that happened, but we never got to see that on screen. That's going to be awesome. Ray Seahorn did an amazing job tonight. One of the best actresses working today. Totally agree with you. Ray Seahorn definitely deserves her Emmy here, along with Bob Odenkirk. That was my favorite scene tonight, of course, with Kim. Talking to Jimmy or Saul about how they're just not right for each other, breaking up. And it was just so heartbreaking because we've seen these two together for 6 seasons. And, just that way it goes out, how Lalo had to screw up everything. And it was just crazy to see. Do you see the rest of the season sticking with this timeline outside of Gene scenes or jumping back and forth, like seeing Saul set up his office and building the lab? That's tough because a lot of people were saying on Twitter that they are now officially in the Breaking Bad timeline, but I'm not sure because we got the scene too. I haven't got to it yet, where Gus is talking to Mike about reconstructing the super lab. Are we going to see someone who plays a crucial role in that? That we are going to see, maybe a new group that we know from Breaking Bad. What if it's like Jack and his men? But I doubt that. That would be crazy. No way Kim is done. Yeah, Kim will be back. There's no way that's like the last scene we see with Kim, but I think that she might not be in the next episode. She might get held off until the penultimate episode or the season finale here. Hooker, Hooker look a lot like Kim, yeah, because he's got to fill that void in his life without Kim. So I mean, it's pretty much now confirmed from context clues that Kim is not in the Breaking Bad timeline with Saul because a lot of people theorized that Kim was going to be and we just never saw her on screen. But the breakup here, like I said, with the foreshadowing that I saw earlier with them kissing and then the axe going through them and axe and grind here, that was foreshadowed that they would break up. And of course, all that events, all the trauma is just crazy to see how much damage that all caused for everyone involved. Kim is probably the person Gene calls for help. Yep, I really think there's gonna be a Jim or a Jimmy or Gene, I should say, Gene and Kim reunion in the Gene timeline here. A lot of people speculate, including myself, that she's the one that Gene is going to be calling on November 12th at 3 p.m. or that Francesca's going to call. She's got to be involved. But the thing is, in Breaking Bad, we see that Saul is not happy about going to Omaha. He doesn't really care that he's going to Omaha. So I really don't think Kim is back in Omaha. That definitely would have gave him a sign that he would, like that. They didn't purposely write Kim on season one being from Omaha without that coming back and meaning something. So I know today's episode was so heartbreaking. And like I said earlier, this episode, it's called Fun and Games. And this was one of the most somber and sour episodes I've ever seen of Better Call Saul. And can anyone also agree with me just like how sad the Howard like funeral memorial was? It was so sad watching them talk to, Rich and then Cheryl, his wife, and Clifford Main here. It was just so sad to watch all those events unfold, how they have to lie and keep up the lie, and how their antics got Howard killed here. And I figured that maybe Cheryl was going to continue persisting because that's what it seemed like she was going to be doing. But it ended up Roy not coming back; that they were just going to split up in the end, and that was the consequences of what happened. She didn't end up going to jail or anything. What about that sexual tension between Gus and the wine guy? Yeah, I didn't really care for that scene. It was okay, but they could have used screen time, I think, for better stuff. Like, I think, of course, the message they were trying to convey with that Gus is gay. But like I said, for all us hardcore Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul fans, we pretty much already know that he is. And we can see too when Gus is meeting with the Dons here, how he looks in the pool and of course reminisces about Max, who I think a lot of people in the universe, including myself, believe that they were more than just cooking partners, that they were actually in a relationship. I hated what Kim did with Howard's wife. It was unnecessary and she really gaslighted her. That was despicable. Yeah. I was like, why Kim didn't really need to tell that story. Jimmy was kind of having it covered, but they she had to find a way, some way to kind of, keep Cheryl from, keep questioning. So she doubles down and, makes up that story. Was the time jump messy to you? I can't make up my mind. I think for the Saul and Kim or Kimmy and or Kimmy, Jimmy or Kim and Jimmy, there's timeline here I think was wrapped up fine, but I'm still confused on if they're going to show the Super Lab because that's not going to be constructed for another 4 years. Like I would love to see them get a new team here, and hopefully they play a part in the story here. Could we see Peter Schuer coming back and Madrigal? Could we see Lydia come back? Could we, like I said, could we see Jack and his men maybe working on it? I don't think that's going to be. That would be kind of a stretch, but yeah, this episode was heartbreaking, a complete setup for a transition into storytelling. Yeah, it was a very somber episode. This is one that it was a really good episode, and the dialogue was amazing. But this would not be one where I'd be like, oh, I really want to go back and rewatch this episode. It's just it didn't have that enjoyability factor of the previous two episodes, but this was still a well directed. Cinematography was on point. The dialogue was some of the best it's ever been in this episode. Was the I already mentioned that was the time jump messy. I think it showed Gus getting relaxed, but then immediately focusing himself to get comfortable. Same for Mike. Yeah, they have to, kind of show that. But like I said, I think they could have maybe wrapped that up a little bit faster here. They really dragged that scene out really far. Um, unless they are setting up Gus having a lover, as it's hinted during his dinner with Walt, and his that he has children. Yeah, because isn't there? I believe in Breaking Bad, there's a scene with Gus, and he's talking to Walt about like having kids or like toys on the floor. Of course, like I said, we in that scene they pretty much implied that Gus is gay, which we've pretty much already known. So could we see like Gus adopting a kid? Are we in the Breaking Bad era now? So I think that we might be. A lot of people theorize that online. I said that for the Gus and Mike storyline, I feel like we're not. We could still be going back to their construction of the super lab, but I think for Saul we might be just because there's nothing else for him to do in the Saul timeline. Now that Kim's gone and left, like what is there else to do for him that would need to see? Carol Burnett played a character in an old show, and her character's name was Marion. Her husband's name was Howard. Makes me wonder if Marion could be Howard's mother. Really good point because I mentioned that in my last stream in Point and Shoot that Carol Burnett is going to be a part of the show, and that Bob Odenkirk talked about it and how she's going to be, a really good character. There was another YouTuber, Scott Newhouse, who mentioned that he thinks she could be Judge Papadumian here, a judge that we see mentioned in Breaking Bad a lot. But that's also a really good theory here. The age matches up, like we said. She's a 90-year-old woman, so she's definitely going to be playing someone like not in the cartel side of the story, like a judge or a parent. I said we've theorized to maybe like a Kim in the future, like way into the future, or Kim's mom into the future. I'm gonna rewatch it with my dad. Man, this episode though, it feels like it'd be so hard to rewatch because it's just so sad and so somber of an episode. A really good episode, like I said, 9.5 out of 10. I think it's a really good episode, but it's not one that I'm going to be back and rewatching a lot here soon. And I actually can't see my subscriber count right now, but I have a message pin at the top if you guys are looking to show some support here on the channel. I think next episode we will be in the current timeline with Gene. Yeah, it could be, but we will see a Breaking Bad scene here, or at least a scene with Walt and Jesse, because it's been confirmed on the IMDb page with the picture and of the cast that they are going to be in this next episode. So they're definitely going to be part of it. I think we could see like a Breaking Bad episode. Like I said, I think it should have been titled Breaking Bad. I think it's going to be like all Breaking Bad scenes that kind of fill in the pieces. And then from there, it's going to move more into the Gene timeline. And I think too, we could see an entire episode revolving around Gene, which would be great. I was afraid to see Wall at the ending. Now I'm afraid of how their cameos will fit into the timeline. I really think now, because we were so stumped because they were in the Better Call Saul timeline, but now if they're now moving into the Breaking Bad timeline, it's going to be a lot of Breaking Bad flash forward scenes that kind of fill in the pieces. Someone mentioned that it could be when Saul, Walt, and Hugh are talking about lifting the rice and cigarette off of Jesse here. That could definitely be what happens here. um, Cliff Main did say that he was going to get Cheryl's sister, so maybe Carol, aka Marion, could be her sister. Um, could be, but Marion, I don't know what age they're gonna make her in the show, but she's like 90 years old in real life, and Cheryl looks like she's in her maybe late 40s, early 50s. So that just wouldn't add up. But someone said that that could be Howard's mom, or maybe even Cheryl's mom, or like I said, it could be a really long flash forward here. I mentioned that the YouTuber talked about Judge Papadumian, so there's a lot of endless possibilities with that. But I know you guys loved seeing we love talking about the memes here. And what do you guys think about the whole Donald audio ringing of Hector's bell here? I thought that was such a great scene. I already mentioned that earlier, but for any new people in here, I thought that scene was hilarious, and I really liked the tension here in meeting back in Mexico. One thing that I want to ask you guys, if you guys caught this, because I was kind of looking for it, but I didn't really get a good chance to see it because it was, the screen was really dark here. But when Gus was pulling up to Don Eladio's place, did anyone see the car that Lalo gifted to Don Eladio? I can't remember the make or model. I know it was a red car. I really want to see if you guys picked that up because I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't. I saw a couple red cars, but I couldn't really tell if it was the actual car that Lalo gave to Don Eladio. I feel like that would have been really great to add in there, another Easter egg. I feel the scene with Gus and the man was unneeded. Agreed, because everyone knows he is gay, but that isn't the issue. Rather, that is outside of his character, in my opinion. Yeah, I just like I have no problem with him being gay at all. Uh, that actually really adds in to the canon of what a lot of Breaking Bad fans have theorized because of all the context clues in Breaking Bad here. But they didn't need to drag that scene out for so long, like show like Gus like in this the wine guy or the bartender kind of, or not really the bartender but the waiter kind of flirting. It was a Ferrari not there. I wish it was there. That would have been a cool Easter egg, just having that car there. Of course, having Don Laudio drive it or something, being his lot or whatever. Doesn't seem right that he would go out and flirt while he's still acting revenge against the killing of his partner. Yeah, and we see that when he goes and meets with the Dons here, Laudio, Bolsa, and Hector here. After the whole conversation with them, he goes and stands in the pool and he looks down and he reminisces about, well, we can assume that he reminisces about Max here, what they did to him. And, you know, that scene is still so sad in Breaking Bad here, what they do to Gus's partner here. And I really like too how Eladio pointed out how he can see the hate in Gus's eyes, but it's not hate that um that he doesn't have the right kind of hate. Like Eladio's just kind of clueless. He's like, you got the hate in your eyes because you want to be boss, but that was never really the intention of Gus killing off the cartel. Was always for revenge or blood for blood for what they did to Max. Besides that 10-minute hiccup, I do feel this is on even footing and even greater than Breaking Bad in many ways. See, for me, this season so far has been impeccable, and it might, when it finishes, be higher than Breaking Bad season 4 and season 5 here. Those are my two favorite seasons, and most people agree those are the best seasons of Breaking Bad here. I personally still like Breaking Bad a little bit more, but it's getting up there. I have both these shows in my GOAT tier when like ranking my different shows that I've seen. Both these shows are absolutely incredible. I think the earlier seasons of Better Call Saul, they have some hiccups here and there. You know, they're still really good, but they're easily my least favorite of the universe here. But as I feel like just like Breaking Bad, as Better Call Saul has gone along, it's only gotten better and better and better. And you love to see that in a show, man. Shows that can do that and progressively get better and better over time. It's really great here. Do you have any Better Call Saul posters? I see Breaking Bad behind you. No, so I don't have any Better Call Saul posters, but I'm thinking about getting one, especially when the finale ends. If they drop something, really fire, I would definitely be open to getting one. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll continue to go back over some of the points here. For any people who have missed them, or just bringing up any theories here for this episode, we'll probably be going probably 15, 20 more minutes here. Yeah, the whole Kim situation with her, I was super, super shocked when, like, she basically went up to the judge and said that I talked to the committee or the bar, and I'm going to be, leaving as a lawyer. I'm going to be no longer practicing law. And I was like, wow, wow, this is really getting real. Like, that was, again, the biggest OMG moment for me of this episode. There really wasn't a ton of action here in this episode, a lot of dialogue heavy, and that scene was just crazy here. I didn't expect that to come so soon. And then going back to the apartment, she had everything packed up, and we like don't get to see where Kim goes. She just kind of leaves. It was funny that they used Howard Patrick Fabian's Instagram photos for the funeral. I did not know that. That's an awesome point that you pointed out there. I didn't even know that. That's pretty cool how they did that. While they used photos like modern photos, that's pretty crazy. And I also really like the scene too, how they incorporated the olden times with Mike watching the baseball game on the really old TV. Such a Mike thing to do. Um, so that's really cool. I did not even pick up on that. That's a great Easter egg here for anyone who knew that here. Yeah, but um, fun and games here, man. Really just crazy episode that I think is definitely going to set us up moving forward here. I'm really excited for next week's episode because next week's episode, it's Walt and Jesse, what the fans have been waiting for years to come. um, that's going to be great, and more Breaking Bad scenes going to be great, filling in what's going to be going on. I really want to see some more Breaking Bad characters coming back. Will we see Huel next episode? QB, of course, Saul's men here. Could we see anyone else? Like I said, with the Super Lab, I think maybe possibility of seeing Peter Shul or Lydia coming back again and helping with that. I almost got choked up when Kim and Kimmy were basically stepping on Howard's grave while talking to his wife. That broke me. Yeah, man. I think you meant Kim and Jimmy here, and yeah, they definitely did, man. It was like so somber here. That whole scene with Cheryl, it's like I thought maybe that was going to go and she was going to escalate and escalate and escalate, and maybe the police were going to get involved. Maybe this is how that Kim gets out of the story. But it was just so sad, man, seeing then Howard's reputation. We see Rich talking about how he still thinks of Howard as like a good lawyer, but it's going to taint his legacy forever, and no one's ever going to look at him the same way again. I'm shocked they were really able to cover this up so well because, I was like, Howard's such a public figure. How are they going to cover this up? Um, I just, I thought the police were going to be more involved in this, but I'm totally cool with what they're taking the direction of the show right now. Do you think we will see a cook scene possibility? That would be awesome. We saw a ton of cook scenes of them together. Will we see one in the lab? We'll never look at that lab the same way again. Um, Next episode teaser has Saul shooting some kind of commercial. Maybe we see a Breaking Bad character there. Oh, that'd be cool. As we saw in this episode at the very end when they flash forward to the Breaking Bad timeline, we see how Saul's listening to one of his commercials on the radio here. So could we see someone making an appearance here? That would be awesome. We won't see Lydia as the actress couldn't travel from Scotland due to COVID. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I didn't know if Lydia was going to be available or not. I know a lot of people in the universe hate her, but I think she's okay. I don't think she's as bad as people will make her out to be. But thank you for clearing that up here. I didn't know about the contract obligations with Lydia. And if you guys don't know already, some of the teasers, Jeff the cab driver here is not going to be back. It's a new actor because of the actor who was previously playing him was doing contractual work on We Own This City, so was not able to film his parts. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the Gene scenes because we saw one every single um, season, seasons 1 through 5 at the very start of the season, and we haven't seen one yet so far. I really think they're saving them for the end. If you guys look on IMDb, you can see like one picture from each episode, and the final episode has a Gene picture here. So, um, could we be seeing, um, you know, Gene here? Uh, like we're gonna be seeing a ton of Gene in the final episode. I think they're gonna go really hard. I think, and maybe that could be an entire Gene episode here. The final episode, it would just be so poetic to, they started every season off with Gene, and now they're gonna end the season with Gene. Um, so they take a character you don't like because you have the latte scene with Howard, and they set up the wife in a negative light than having the viewers care for her in this episode. Yeah, and that's how this show is so great because it's the same thing with Kim and Jimmy and Howard. At the start of the show, we all hated Howard and we loved Jimmy and Kim. And as it got later on and all this bad stuff they were doing to Howard, you felt sympathy for Howard, and you didn't care for Jimmy and Kim. You hated them at that point. And but one character that never redeemed himself is Chuck. Fuck Chuck, man. Can I get a fuck Chuck in the chat? I think we'll see Chuck in the series finale. Oh, I hope not, man. I hate Chuck. For any of you guys who know me, I think Chuck is just horrible. I hate Chuck, but I definitely feel like it's going to be mentioned here, as we see in this episode. Chuck is mentioned, and Jimmy kind of tells the truth here, how he was never able to earn the respect of Chuck, and Howard always had that respect. So he was jealous of Howard in that way, and that was very true. Um, that was something that was eating at Jimmy a lot for years. That he can never get the respect or approval of his brother, which Howard always did. Uh, are we going to see a Gene Colored episode? A lot of people were talking about how in the one teaser poster, how he's putting the Saul Goodman jacket on while he's Gene. I think that episode could symbolize, Gene moving back into Saul for like one last thing or one last hurrah. Maybe he's doing one last con. Maybe he's doing one thing that I've seen a lot of people mention is that Saul in the very end of the series is going to be representing himself in court. Um, that's when he feels alive as Saul here. And could we see that in the series finale here with, um, you know, them catching Saul Goodman here and him going on trial and him putting the jacket on and him being him turning back into Saul Goodman after he's been Gene Takovic for so long here. Uh, Now I feel bad for Kim when she's clearly broken when she said, "I just wanted to have fun." I know, see, and like I said that okay, so I said that I disliked Kim and Jimmy after the Howard stuff, but now this episode I feel so bad for Kim because this is eating away at her and she didn't deserve all that, it really sucks that like what they did, but they never intended Howard to get killed like that. So, it's crazy to see. I think Saul dies for real. Definitely a possibility, of course. Um, Definitely could see that happening. Yo, what's up, man? Beanbag Money, one of my good friends here. Just want to let you know I started Stranger Things, just started season 2. We are hooked. Glad to see that, man. Season 4 is great, just came out. So hopefully you enjoy that here. We're just talking some Better Call Saul here. So yeah, guys. Did you see the teaser for the new show? Are you talking about like Slip and Jimmy? Because I did not see that. No, are they coming out with a new series? Because right when the episode kind of ended, or I kind of saw the end text, I wanted to hop on here and talk with you guys on the live stream about the episode. No, so what is the show going to be about? Did it kind of say? That's really interesting here. Let's see what else you guys have to say here. If I missed anything, um, next episode teaser has Saul shooting some kind of commercial. Yeah, I already addressed that. Vampire show by Vince. So Vince Gilligan's going into another show here. Interesting. Not the same universe, of course. Yeah, Slip and Jimmy. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out afterwards here. Um, but yeah, guys, I think we pretty much covered everything here that we needed to for the episode here. If you guys have not already, definitely hit the subscribe, like, comment, share. Definitely helps me out on my channel here. I have a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers here. I got a lot of videos planned for you guys. I'm also going to be having a poll here. I'm doing TV series reviews here, so I will be having a poll here where you guys can vote on the next show here. But I will definitely have to check out Twitter here and definitely look into that here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are looking for more Better Call Saul content, I have a ton on my channel here with ranking the episodes from part 1, and I have live streams going all the way back to the first episode of season 6 here. So I hope you guys have a good day. Take care, everyone. Peace out, and I'll see you guys back here next week for episode 10.